All right, let's go, shall we? How is everybody today? I'm like in cozy mode because it's cold and rainy here. You just need to drain the point pool. Yeah, everybody hangs out and then they never know what to spend their points on. I got my coffee. I got my water. We got treats for the cat. I don't know what word we're gonna ban. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But let's see. We got Ari working and lurking. We got Jester working and lurking. Cheesy in the house. Sam is here, waiting for the 100k Stardust routine to come through. Did we decide what that was going to be? I forgot. I remember we talked about it. Okay, why won't this stay on? Stay on. All right, let's switch over here so that I can, Oh, that's why, because I'm not doing that. Okay, that's fine. Did we lose all sound? It looks like you guys... I can hear it, but it looks like you guys lost it. You can hear me, but it looks like you don't hear background music. Curious. Very curious. Speaking of curious, and the Harry Potter the Sorcerer's Stone reference that is, sorry I had to dip out in the middle of the stream, effectively. I thought our podcast was at 9. It was at 8. So my bad, both to my podcast co-hosts and to you all, that suddenly I just had to leave you. I hope you had fun. Hi. I hope you had fun wherever I sent you. Oh, I sent you to Zetsua, right? You got to watch some Kingdom Hearts. Some Kingdom Hearts? How much have I been talking to Josh Wiggler that's how I emphasized that word? Some Kingdom Hearts. We're back playing Fire Emblem Three Houses today. I don't know what's going on with the music, but like, whatever. Oh, maybe I just turned it down too low for it to pick it up. You have a hidden secret? You're not a Potter fan? That's okay. You don't have to be. If you had said that to me 15 years ago, I might have been upset. But I'm older now, and there are reasons to not be a Potter fan that I deeply respect. But if you want to hear a podcast about all my feelings about Harry Potter, you can go to patreon.com/postshow-recaps and sign up there at any level and get access to all those podcasts. I have blame emotional trauma. They would be upset and you would get a talking to. Yeah, years ago, that's true, but not now. Sam, have you even read a Harry Potter book? I think you probably read the first one, and that might be it. My own brother, my own flesh and blood. This is not a Harry Potter fan. Which has come up on the podcast. We technically read the first one, I guess. So my podcast co-hosts are named Kevin and Melissa, and Kevin has a younger sister named Melissa, and Melissa has a younger brother named Kevin. This is a true story. And I was like, well, my younger brother is not named Zed or Kevin or Melissa. As a nerd that likes sci-fi and fantasy, I never got into Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, or Star Trek. Well, 3 of the 4, that's also true for me. I've watched Lord of the Rings a couple of times, and I've read the first 2 books. Well, I don't know if I ever finished Twin Towers. Twin Towers? 2 Towers. I may not have, because there's a lot of describing trees for pages. But I don't feel like our parents are particularly Star Wars or Star Trek fans. Because generally when people our age are into those things, it's because their parents got them into them. And other than having us watch the original trilogy before they took us to see Phantom Menace, I don't think Mom and Dad ever really talked about Star Wars. D-Bert! D-Bert with the raid! Thank you so much! Hello, everybody! Welcome to the stream. Oh, look at you, Sam, remembering the command, but I'm not sure you're allowed to do it. Princess Uwu Gaming, thank you for the follow. I noticed on D-Bert's stream that you have your pronouns in your display name, which I appreciate. I love D-Bert's raid emote. It's so cute. And that's Earl's, right? Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. If you have not been here before, which I know is at least a couple of you, I am Brooklyn Zed, Hard Rock Hope, that's me. Today we're playing Fire Emblem. We're just getting started. We're playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, my first playthrough of a Fire Emblem game. But what we typically play here on the stream is a lot of Final Fantasy. And we're also getting into Chrono Trigger. Both of those things go along with my podcast, which I was recording earlier this morning. If you're interested in video games of that sort, of the retro RPG type, check out the podcast, see if you like it. Yeah, so that's what I do. That's me. Hello. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a great time in D-Bert's stream. I was hanging out there earlier today. I'm always impressed by his Guitar Hero skills. I can't play Guitar Hero or the actual guitar very well, but I try. So it's extremely impressive to watch D-Bert kill it every day, all the time. So good. And we love rock music here at Hard Rock Hope as well. So thank you guys for hanging out. If any of you are streamers and I have not met you before, please let me know. Princess Uwu Gaming, I feel like you're probably a streamer. Oh, my mods are not here. I have to do this myself. Let's give let's give D-Bert a shout out for the raid. What's happening here?
Yo, baby, have you ever had your asshole lit by a fat man in an overcoat?
Okay.
Raven? Raven? Are there some issues that you need to work out? I mean, I'm here for you, buddy. I am. But, I don't know if you're speaking from personal experience. I don't know if that's what you want.
D-Bert, what is this?
Silent Bob reference. Gotcha. I've never actually seen Jay and Silent Bob.
That's a valid question. Dark Rider, hello. Welcome to the stream. That's an old clip. Okay, I saw Princess Uwu Gaming is a streamer. Let's give you a shout out also, since it's your first time here in the chat on the channel. If I can remember how to do these. That was Rand stopping by to say hi and then lurking. My super mod.
No.
Is this Animal Crossing? Oh. The content of the shout-out clips today
I'll stand by the statue.
is dangerous. What a time we are having.
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get a drink.
Dark Rider, hello. How did you find me? And are you a streamer? Not me looking at the Animal Crossing feed. I thought Animal Crossing was like a safe game for children, which is not to say that like a Greek statue with an exposed penis is inappropriate for children, but I don't know. I didn't know such things existed in that game. I'm learning new things today. Oh my goodness. We're having a time. Playing Goose Goose Duck. I still haven't played. I downloaded it, but I haven't actually played it. I gotta find a squad to play with. Ashley, thank you for the host. I don't know, Princess, if you know Ashley, but Ashley streams a lot of Animal Crossing. Her name used to be Ashley ACNH. I was just in Debert's stream. I kind of stream, but my clips aren't exactly the best. Listen, we've been getting some surprising clips today.
I think she's gonna let me in.
Playing The Sims. Everybody's into The Sims lately.
But that doesn't even tell me who let me in. Alright. Kitchen sink's still on.
Wow. This is a large house.
Let's go clog this drain.
Oh, Cheesy, now you're really here. Just me ruining a sink. Oh, goodness.
Now, honestly, as someone who works shift work, I could see the appeal of that. This is inappropriate. Please stop.
This is inappropriate. Please stop.
See nothing. There you go. You can be mad at me. It's fine.
Some are just me overreacting to bad snipe shots that I hit. Well, let's do one. Let's see what happens. You're new here. I love to shout out new people in the stream if they are fellow streamers. So let's see what we get. Suspense. Cody, long time no see. Random accident clip. A little anticlimactic, perhaps. After some of the drama we've had earlier. Cody, you're working and you're lurking. I got you. Thank you for being here. Oh, you were playing Persona 5. That is next on my to-do list after I finish Fire Emblem. I have bought it because it was on sale. So I got it for like $20 instead of $60. Woo woo. And now, but I'm already playing 3 games right now because we're doing Chrono Trigger, we're doing Fire Emblem, and I'm doing a White Mage Challenge run of the original Final Fantasy, which is also almost done. That's 1 or 2 more streams. But I'm looking forward very much to getting into Persona 5 in the near future. Finish all the Fire Emblem. Sam, you told me the other day there's like 17 of them. And I gotta find an interesting way to stream Final Fantasy 2 since I haven't done that one on stream yet. So that's on the agenda for after we finish Final Fantasy 1, obviously. Obviously. I wasn't even doing the story. I was playing a card game in the game. You guys and your card games. I notoriously hate Triple Triad from Final Fantasy VIII. So I get a little triggered anytime I find out there's a card game in a game. Speaking of games, should we get into playing this game over here? Shall we do it? I think so. When last we met, we were in the middle of a dramatic battle, and I had to just leave the screen here and hope for the best. So that's where we're at right now. What's going on up here? Okay, that's Sauron or Solon or whatever his name is. We'll get there. But let's go over here first. Yeah, be in the magic bushes. The magic bushes of evasion. Look at me actually remembering to heal myself on a turn where I can't do anything else. That's nearly unheard of for me. Alright. Warrens, that's as far as you can go? Oh, because of the magic bushes. Okay. We move, we move. Got that one over there. Our healers. Ugh, and Lysithia's still dead. That's like the most heartbreaking part about this situation right now. She's not dead, she's just taking a break. Yeah, I know, but she's not here. That's what I mean. Oh. That's probably not a good place for you to be. Okay. Oh, and I'm gonna turn off the other music now. Guess if you're not there with Zed in person, you're dead to them. No! You know how I feel about Lysithia. She is a queen who deserves all the best things in the world. Sublime Creator Sword.
It's over.
Oh. Ah, I see what you mean by minty byleth. Petra! Okay. You can get from there, right? Yeah. Apparently it was Amy that coined the term minty byleth on Rand's stream. I love that you guys all hang out without me. Because Rand is always streaming when I'm, like, working. Or on vacation. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I also don't actively watch Rand's streams because he's ahead of me in the game now. And I can't spoil myself. But I'm glad you guys were having fun at Rand's stream. Oof. Where are we going? Where are we going? Finishing this guy off? Yeah, let's do it. She's hardy. She can hang out. Move this way. I know she's not actually camouflaged because she's flying, but she can move, yes. Whoops. Oh, it's confused. That's good for us. Not really worth it. Actually, then what I should do is put her here so she can just straight up heal. Yeah.
Yeah, did the trick.
Just good for the XP, the old XP. Lane. We'll go this way, I guess. Remember, you can check the enemy range by clicking on them. Okay. Yeah, come at me. A mistake you made.
Should have trained better.
Picked Golden Deer as your first house. That's the Golden Deer for you. Absolutely. Goblin Sav, welcome to the chat. Hello. How did you find me? You clearly know Fire Emblem. You searched the Fire Emblem because you were in the mood for it. Amazing. I love when people find me that way. Well, welcome to the stream. This is not just my first playthrough of Three Houses. This is my first Fire Emblem game, period. Typically, I stream a lot of classic RPGs, like Final Fantasy, and currently we're playing through Chrono Trigger. Yeah, people have been having fun with my first playthroughs. Everything I play on the channel, I'm playing for the first time. Other than my challenge run of Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy that I'm doing right now. But I'm doing it in a way I haven't done before, so it feels like the first time. But I'm a pretty new gamer. I mean, I guess I've been playing for over a year now. But I have not played a lot of the classic games that people know so well. So I'm taking advantage of that in being a first-time streamer for a lot of things. We're gonna get her up here to get ready to start doing stuff over there. Okay, you guys are over here. Flame. Because they're gonna take out this guy and then what? Have to go up there? And how do they... Oh, so far away. Okay. What I might actually do then... Oh, you're in the magic bushes. That's annoying. We'll see if this works. The Fire Emblem games, I'm excited when people into it. Yeah, this is my brother.
Naturally.
I've met lots of new folks through streaming Fire Emblem. Wow, that was a hell of a level up.
Let us be cautious.
Let us be cautious. Yeah, well, what I want to do is have you move over to Flane. Yes, 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 yes. Because then she can heal you.
Appreciated.
Excellent. This is why I always move my healers last. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Save her too. Sick. Started with Awakening, played Fates, Shadows, and Three Houses. I'm currently doing an emulator of Shadow Dragon. Goblin Sav, are you a streamer or just a gamer? I don't mean like just a gamer, but you know what I'm saying. Just a gamer. Cool, cool, cool. She's okay. So I think I'm gonna have her. Is that where I want to do this from? No. Yeah.
Okay, I've got it now.
So that you can go take out this guy. Get out of here!
Sorry.
Unnecessary.
Don't know my own strength.
Wow, you found a Fire Emblem game my brother hasn't played? Okay. Let's see what we're doing.
Hilda! Hilda!
Okay, this gang. Going up the stairs. Can you get to the healing spot? No, why would you be able to go there? Ugh. Actually.
I stand ready.
Yeah, this is the faster way for sure than over there. Okay. Depending on where he ends up, you could throw a javelin at him, so. Oh, I'm out of Pokeballs again? Oh, and now the Pokemon's gone! Ay, ay, ay. Oh yeah, bosses don't move. You go to them. Right, right, right.
I have no time to waste on the likes of you.
Don't hold this against me, okay?
To think that I would lose to mere...
Yeah, you got one shot, and I didn't even need a crit to one-shot you. That was ridiculous.
But this is not the end. Tullus will carry out our mission somehow.
Tellus? That's how that's pronounced?
I guess this is still far from over.
Goodness. Yeah, that battle took like an hour.
Teach, we won. I'll be honest, when I lost sight of you, I broke into a cold sweat. But Gerald's killer is dead. All's well that ends well. kidding, right? I understood putting it off while we were in battle, but now that it's over, just go ahead and spit it out. That hair, those eyes, that unfathomable
That hair, those
power.
eyes.
What happened out there?
You want a treat, boo? You still have so many treats in the treat bank.
You mean to tell me that an entity who claims to be the goddess was living in your mind? And it's been that way since you were a baby? And this goddess entrusted all of her goddess-like power to you and then vanished. It's a difficult story to swallow, Teach. But the way you look now, I guess I've got no choice but to believe it. How could something like that happen? There must be a clue in Gerald's diary. If you believe the diary, there's a high possibility that Rhea did something to you when you were born.
Sounds
That's
sus,
likely
but
when
I'll
all this
believe it.
began. What in the world happened to you as a baby? And what was Rhea after? Teach! What's the matter? Did you trip or... Wait. Are you
What?
asleep? This must be an effect of the goddess's power. I wonder if Teach's body can handle the strain. Think, Claude. What now? Should I carry him on my back? Easier said than done.
In time's flow, see the glow of flames ever burning bright.
Okay.
On the swift river's drift,
Yo, but could I get that sword of the creator, though?
peace alight. Professor, you must remain still. Everything is all right. There is no need to worry. Those who are trying to harm you are far away.
Big good place vibes. Okay, you're singing. We get it.
How lovely it would be for this moment to last forever. I wish I could hold on to this time we have stolen, that you and I could create a world without end. I have heard whispers of what happened to you. Your appearance. You have received power from the goddess. From the moment you took hold of the sword of the Creator, I prayed that one day the radiant power of Sothis, which bathes Fodlan in its celestial light, might reside within you.
Is that a thing that
But
just
you are
happens?
so much more than the light. You are my... Close your eyes, dear one.
Hey, Scott.
Sleep. Just a while longer. I will be watching over you. Always. Always and forever.
Don't worry about it. I cannot believe that he's still just sitting in my lap. He never does this.
Part 1. White Clouds. Pegasus Moon. Throne of Knowledge.
Are you turning into a lap cat? All of a
The
sudden?
northern lands are enveloped in a bitter cold, and frigid winds are carried across the sea to the south of Adrestia. When feather white snow falls on Fodlan's
It's a little
locket,
big to fit on
the
my
fort
lap,
looks as
honestly.
delicate as a pearl. However, beneath that snowy blanket, her throat is more treacherous than ever.
Kinda late, but I'm here for D-Bird's raid. Nice! Congratulations! Congratulations! I don't know why that's what I said. Thank you for being here. Ay, ay, ay. Congratulations. Congratulations to me for having you here. Yeah. Oh, got money.
Rhea, please talk to me. What are you hiding? What is the meaning of how that one looks? It is almost as though...
As I said, there is nothing of which to speak. For now. At the end of this month...
I read Gerald's diary.
Cosmic, hello.
What?
The country, hello.
In it, he stated
That's
the
gonna be my
reason
new
for his
intro when people
departure.
come in. Congrats
The
for
baby
being
thought to
here.
have died in the fire has returned to us.
Congratulations on coming to the
Gerald
stream where we're
realized
having
that
a
you
great
had done
time
something to the child and
at
decided
work,
to
but wanted
flee.
to stop in. Well, thank you. I appreciate
What did you
that.
do to that baby, Rhea? Nothing
Me and
questionable,
Spooky,
I should hope.
Corn Dog's son.
Saideth enough. They will be here shortly. No more, I beg of you. I will take our dear professor to the Holy Tomb. There, I should be able to see our dearest wishes to fruition. When I was young, I heard her voice there. I'm sure of it.
Something mad sketchy's going on.
I have been awaiting your arrival, Professor. Now that you have received sacred power from the goddess, there is somewhere you must pay a visit to at once. You must go to the Holy Tomb so that you may receive a divine revelation from the goddess.
The Holy Tomb is where the goddess sleeps. This monastery was originally built for the purpose of protecting that hallowed temple.
Only a select few know of it, but there is a legend about Seros and the Holy Tomb. Saint Seros, the first soul to be gifted.
The game's going well. I think the story's really interesting. I like the battle mechanics a lot. The flirting is very funny.
And that she must use her power wisely in order to lead them. The words that were handed down to Seros from the goddess will likely fall upon your ears as well.
Prepare yourself to go at once. There, may you find out why you were blessed with such power.
There will be a ceremony at the Holy Tomb. It is then that you will receive the goddess's revelation. You may share this mission with your students. It is said that
What
when Seros
podcast did I
received
record
the
last night?
revelation,
Last
she
night
had
was Harry
holy
Potter.
warriors
This
by her
morning
side
was Chrono
protecting
Trigger.
her. Your students, who have followed you and fought alongside you through the darkest of times,
Corn Dog!
are well suited to stand by you for the
Look at your
ceremony.
sweet son,
Of course,
being a lap
as
cat.
the leader of the Church of Seros, I will be by your side as well.
Strange.
The Holy Tomb is a sacred
I'm on break for
temple
now, so you
that
got
is
some
sealed
time.
off
Yeah,
from the
Cosmic's
rest
at
of the
work, but he
world.
just checked in. Everybody's
There
like
is
in and out of
nothing to
working
fear.
and being on breaks
Even
and like
if
stopping
something
by
were to
and saying
happen,
hello. I
I
know,
am
look
more
at him.
than
He's the
capable
best.
of protecting myself.
Much has changed, but your duty
Here, you
does
want
not
one
waver.
more? It's the last one of
Steel
these.
your mind for the ceremony and prepare your students well.
Rhea and
job.
Sedith were not their usual selves.
Good job.
What happened to teach that's questionable? And what really awaits at the Holy Tomb? The way they were acting, I don't think they have any plans of sharing that information.
I'm not at work. I'm getting my 4th crafter to level cap. Oh my goodness. You are so committed to the Final Fantasy XIV grind. I'm very impressed. I haven't played in a minute. Ooh, do I host a tea party for Hilda? Let's do it. Okay, bye. That was impressive. I don't know if he's ever sat on my lap for that many minutes at once. He used to not even sit on my lap at all. Ran is slacking. He stopped by for like half a second yesterday and got me one drink and then had to go back to doing his work meetings, I think. Level 88, wow. And crafting is something you have to do for either Shadowbringers or Endwalker, right? Because I have not done much crafting.
Wow, thanks for inviting me.
Wow.
Oh, wow, thanks.
No, I swear. No, 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 no.
You got up. I agree that the deer have super fun units to use. I'm excited about the Crimson Eagle story, though. I think it'll be neat to see their side of the tale. Oh, let's talk. You had a meltdown, clearly. Cats? She wants gossip. Yep.
My mind keeps drifting today.
You don't necessarily have to craft. I just want money for a house, and so I'm getting all my crafter's cap. That way it'll be so easy to get high quality. Ah, got you.
Definitely.
An engaging conversation. Perfect tea time. Yeah, rock and roll, perfect tea time. Okay, let's be done.
Thanks for the tea. I hope you'll invite me again.
Happy birthday, Hilda. I don't know why this is the emote, but it's very funny to me. It's Hanneman's birthday. He just get flowers. By fusing with Sothis and awakening the progenitor god's power, Byleth obtained the certification for the Enlightened One class. Okay.
What a strange feeling.
What is this feeling? So sudden and new. I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
Okay, it's Explore Day. Yeah. Don't forget to change Flane over to the dancer class. Right. Yay!
I am always up for a new adventure.
Oh, speaking of classes, let's go buy some seals, shall we? Tarot pull, corn dog, you got it. Nobody's redeemed that one in a while.
Right.
Welcome. This one? Thank you.
I think I've only been poisoned once in the whole game. So far.
Please come again.
We need to talk to the blacksmith and pick up this.
Hey there.
You've never redeemed that one?
Is this it? There you go.
Steel Sword Plus. Oh.
Is this it? There you go.
There you go. Did I visit the saint statues? No.
Is this it? There you go.
Not enough resources. Uh-oh. I've always had the resources, so this is a little chaotic. What do I need that I don't have? Oh, I need smithing stones. Okay.
Come back.
I can buy those, right? Since you're exploring, you should check it out in the northeast corner of the cathedral. Yes, I can buy them. Okay.
Welcome.
Oh, from the people
Please
over
come
there.
again.
I remember.
Hello there. Return soon, please.
Hey,
Look at the whole squad's here. Rand's here, Corndog's here. Isn't it one of these guys that has them?
come again.
Come again. Creepy.
Hello there.
Oh, right here.
This one, yes?
This one, yes.
I thank you.
Yeah, 10 treats yesterday.
Return soon, please.
You missed it, Rand. He was sitting on my lap. He was being so good. Corndog, what's your question?
Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go. Come back anytime.
Wasn't sure if you saw or not because I missed you. I added one treat and then one Zed treat. Sam! With the resub. I think I did the thing. You did do the thing. I think this is your continuing Rand's gifted sub. Times 2. And now you have the little colored lightning bolt. Yeah, Sam doesn't stream, actually. Okay. Sam popped in my stream last night as I was fighting sleep. Well, I heard that Minty Byleth came from your stream also, that Amy made that up. So I'm glad the squad is hanging out with you too. Hydrate, Bunny, I got you. Yeah, Corndog, let me know when you've decided on a question. I have the decks. Here, we'll lay them all out for you. Nope, other way. It was all Amy. Should there be music right now? What's happening? There should be, shouldn't there?
Oh.
Oh. Okay, maybe it had chilled out. What does the future hold for me in the next 3 years?
Hello?
So we can try and do that. The way that I read tarot is not particularly like fortune teller future predicting based. So it tends to be more about like the things that you should focus on or what's gonna like help you move forward more than it is telling you any particular predictions that might occur, especially on a specific timeline, because the tarot can't tell the future, and certainly not to like a specific degree like that. But if you want to know more like what's going to help you progress in like a certain area over the next few years, or like in the coming time more generally, then that is something that we could move more in that direction with how we're framing the question.
There are not many foods I will refuse, but that does not mean I will eat just anything.
Oof.
I mean...
Okay, but they're more motivated. That's the point. Also, when Cheesy Lad and I are going to bake a cake on stream sometime. Oh, that's cool.
Ah, yes, cooking.
No poorly
I'm an
worded
expert,
Jordan
but I'll
Kalish
do what I
questions,
can.
they say.
I want to make sure the final product looks colorful, as well as appetizing. I get it.
Ignatz is like the one person with like a normal hair color in this game.
So,
Somebody into weird games. Lysithia! I'm ready for your question, Corndog. And for you to pick a deck.
This is what I do.
Remember when I had Raphael do this and he didn't
You
even take any damage
underestimated
the whole time?
You were outmatched. Of course I won.
Quick heal before you one-shot.
You underestimated me.
Winner! Planning my grocery order, so if you see random ingredients, somebody hit the COD commands. Okay. What deck for Corndog? What deck for Corndog? Way ahead of you. Yep, you beat me to it. This one. Okay. What can I do to prepare myself for an opportunity that may arise? Corn dog left, middle, or right? Right. Okay. Okay. This card looks scary, but it's one I actually really like. The card that you got is from the Major Arcana, which is like the bigger picture things. Minor Arcana cards have more to do with like the more immediate day-to-day kind of stuff in general, and Major Arcana cards, of which there are 22, tend to be bigger, overarching like themes of what is coming. Kakuna. And so you got the Tower. In this deck, the cards are very nature-based, so we're seeing it here as like a lightning-struck tree. The imagery is very often like a lightning-struck tower. Can I go full screen for a minute? Yeah, good call, Scott. Good idea. Whoops, not that one. Here we go. Instead of it being tiny in the little corner, imagine. Yeah, so the tower tends to have really dramatic imagery that can look really daunting. But the thing that I love about the tower is it's a time for clearing, right? So if we do take this image kind of literally, forests have to burn. I was just in the redwoods in California, and they burn to like clear out underbrush so that new roots can grow and to like replenish nutrients in the soil. So if you're thinking about literally like a tree being struck by lightning and starting a fire, controlled burns in that sense are really, really beneficial to the trees. So what does that mean for you, right? Because I'm talking very esoterically about trees and nature and whatever. What it tends to mean more specifically for people is this, as I had said, is a time of clearing. It's a time where, like, generally pretty swiftly and dramatically, a lot of stuff is going to go away. And that's not always what we want. It's not always the stuff that we want to go away. But it's making room for something. It is creating space and clearing out what's not useful to us anymore. And the tower is followed by, let me see if I can find it. It's followed by the star, which is a card I think of as being about surrender, because the tower, think of the tower as being like on the precipice of a cliff, right? And then it's struck by lightning and falls. This one's not the best like depiction of what I'm trying to talk about, but if the tower crumbles away into the sea and then you become the star falling through this space, right? You have to just kind of surrender to gravity, surrender to the fall, and then wait to see what you're able to create in the wake of the Marie Kondo of cards. Kind of. It's kind of like that. It's like a very swift clearing, and then there's space to create something new. So that's what we're talking about here. If your question has to do with like preparing yourself, is that know that you may have to let go of some things in order to take on whatever the new opportunity is. And that's not necessarily easy, But we have to, you want to get new furniture, you got to get rid of old furniture. You got to make room, make space for whatever's coming next. So I hope that was helpful. Yeah, so that's the tower, and that's the star that comes after it. 16 and 17 in the major arcana. And this is the Wild Unknown tarot deck, which is a very nature-based deck, which is why the tower is a tree. But that's cool because this card makes more sense to me now that I've spent time in like big old woods, because I didn't grow up around that. Cool. Okay, it is 3 o'clock. Perfect. I can well, you say that, but I really like the death card too, because similarly, it's about an opportunity for rebirth, right? The death card in this deck is one of my favorite depictions of it, because to me, it looks like a new baby phoenix, and y'all know I love my phoenixes. I'm trying to find it really fast. Nope. And like, a phoenix burns, if we're talking about burning. And then the new bird is reborn from the ashes and like creates a new life. Did I go the wrong way? Watch it be like right at the front here. Oh, here it is. Death represents new beginnings in the arcana. Yeah, right? So here's the death card in this deck also. But I think it looks like, death card looks spooky, but it's a good card in my experience. Yeah, I think so too. It's a card that a lot of people are scared of, but along with death comes rebirth. Life is cyclical. Things are cyclical. And so as we clear stuff away, or as we lose things in our lives, there is space to create new things, to try new opportunities, to become a new beautiful bird. I love phoenixes, so I really like this card. It hasn't been active for quite some time, but I had a tarot Instagram, and this was actually the card I used as the icon for it, because I think it's like really central to like my philosophy. Church of Verb. Look at you guys. You did this to my brother too. All right, let's get back to the game, shall we? Give me 1 second. Oops, sorry. Okay. Burb rose from the ashes like a phoenix rising. Exactly. Okay, what else do we want to do? Choir practice? Oh, gardening and fishing? You have a death card tattooed on your arm. That's really rad. I really want to get a phoenix tattoo. And I might do it as like a phoenix as a depiction of the death card. The saint statues, the saint statues. Yes.
I can't sing very. It is so.
They're up over here, right? Okay, but what do I do?
Need something?
Okay, back to work. All right, thanks for stopping by, corn dog.
This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one?
This one?
You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one?
So every time you
You're
train
all
Faith,
set.
now you get +1. Oh! Spread it out
See
over
you
the
again
statues.
soon.
Okay, oops. Oh, but all with this same guy, right?
Need something? This one?
I see, I see. Okay.
You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one?
This one?
You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one? You're all... This one?
Yeah, more brawling points.
You're
That's
all
what we need.
This one? You're all set.
Okay, I think I can do one more here at least.
This one? You're all set. 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 This one? You're all set.
Okay, but we can
See
stop
you again
there.
soon.
See you again soon. And how am I earning those points? Is this the one? Is this the one? Renown you get from battles, training grounds, submissions. Okay. It's renown points. I need to go learn riding.
That looks delicious. I would be like...
Who teaches riding? Gilbert. And
Let me consider.
who's the other one?
Sometimes, where I should have been all along. Ignore me. I'm sorry. It's a silly thing. I hear that Lady
I just
Rael,
want you
she's
to
the
teach me
pillar that
riding.
supports the hearts of Fodlan's people. Her safety is paramount. I hope there are no complications.
The glory of progress.
Is it Shamir?
People who live an inordinately long time, people whose hair changes color, and those odd heroes' relics. Is Fodlan some mystical land full of inhuman creatures? You should see for yourself. I'd recommend exploring west of the Empire.
No. Oh, well, we do need to go here. Oh, I don't have any bait. I mean, that's fine. I have a lot of fish, but
Hey, no.
it's just fun. No, I'm doing my gardening right now. Sam, do you remember who the other person is who
Yes?
teaches
So,
riding?
This month's mission is to take part in a ritual at the Holy Tomb, where you will receive a revelation from the goddess herself. What if she really appears? What if I finally get to
Truffaut,
gaze upon her
hello, thank
radiance?
you.
I've always imagined the goddess. How beautiful she must be.
Did you have fun with Call of Duty last night? You think so? Does Catherine teach riding? Hanneman, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're awful at it. Yeah, I know Gerald taught riding. No, he's not this way. He's this way.
Well,
I'm happy you're happy.
Captain.
Oh, not you.
Professor, I was just sorting through Captain Gerald's belongings. I haven't made much progress. Clearing out this room of his belongings again, it's
Country
not easy.
spelled backwards. What do you teach? Fisting. Anyway. My man.
Are you positive? Really? Your appearance is due to the influence of the Crest of Flames? Intriguing. Unfortunately, I have found no record of Nemesis's hair and eye color ever changing. However, if that transformation was brought on in part by the power of the crest, that would be most, well, I suppose interesting is too small a word. Still, it would be an absolutely exceptional discovery. To know for certain, we must investigate further. So, close off.
Close off?
What? A full physical is in order, yes? We need to know if this transformation
Teachers in this
affected
place
you
are so
adversely.
freaking weird.
Don't worry, it won't hurt a bit.
Well, now I don't want you to teach me riding anymore. That's me when I go to the airport. Okay, finish exploring? I think so. I don't have anything for fishing, which is fine. And I did my gardening. Oh, you get searched every time. Racism. It happens to me a lot too, because my hair is weird. Definitely not the same thing, but the last time I flew through Europe, I was going in and out of security a couple of times to like transfer terminals or something, and I got searched at every point. They were like, something's wrong with your bags. I'm like, last time there was nothing wrong with my bags, and I haven't left the airport. But the previous time they were like, we would like to search you. Just like, I always look this gay. It's okay. I have a video on YouTube with like 4 million views getting interrogated at the airport. Damn. That's intense. 4 million views. Look at all these motivated people, by the way. Oh, we gotta work on this.
I have done it! No need to discontinue with the praises. I would like to do this again sometime. I would like to do this again sometime.
What's with these little half motivation bars?
It was quite a challenge. I've got a grasp on this.
Feels like something, I don't know. weird is going on with the animation. Who's the best character? She's my favorite character. Lysithia, she is such a boss. I love her so much.
Don't stop. Keep it coming.
When she does well in battle, she says things like, "This is what I do."
Easier than I thought.
I'll keep trying my best.
No problem. I've learned a lot.
Huzzah.
Not as hard as I thought.
Still one more.
I'm getting it.
I'm getting it.
Yeah! Who's the best? I'm the best.
Hilda is also really great.
I'm glad I put in some
I think I need to start this
for
over. I
once.
got stuck like 3 hours in. Wait, what are you doing, Truffaut?
Go figure. I didn't know I had it in me.
I don't know, it said to go talk to everyone in the school. Wait, are you playing this game? Oh, you're playing this game. Yeah, which house did you pick? It's the critical question.
I think I got the hang of it. Yeah!
It's been too long, pretty sure yellow. Yeah, that's the golden deer for you. I've got to go to a truly horrendous meeting. Prepare the drinks for after, please. Oh no, Ran. I still have one more. You can go back to the same mission and watch Zed do it. That's true. Nap with the dog. What a dream.
I've come to understand.
Okay, now we're done. I am not much better at gaming than you. I don't think that, well, RPGs maybe. We play different kinds of games.
With you on my side, we're solid.
Yes, let's do our best.
Bow Knights, Bow Knights.
I thought we did a good job.
Yeah, I've got this down.
It's fun when you know what you're doing.
He's so pure.
It's fun when you know what you're doing.
Okay, it's a battle day. But first. Lysithia! Playing games. It's fun when you know what you're doing. It's true. Sometimes it can be fun when you don't know what you're doing. But mostly it's fun when you know what you're doing. I wish she got a cooler outfit, though.
Perfect comprehension.
Ooh, defense +8? Excellent. Oh, Hilda has one. Marianne. Yeah. I put a solid 80 hours into Dragon Quest XI and got burnt out. That is a lot of time. Same with Persona 5. That's next on my list, Truffaut, is Persona 5. After I finish this one. See, Marianne looks awesome. How come Lysithea doesn't get to look so cool?
I actually passed?
You could play along. Okay. It's so awkward that everybody has an advanced class except Byleth. 'Cause he needs to be a hero. No, I want him to be an assassin. Sword and bow. We're working on it. I have not played any other Personas. Persona 5 is so good and the music is great. Byleth, oh yeah, is also in the Enlightened One class, which is like a personal advanced class. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, we did that. I could put him in another, but it is fine. He's fine with his own. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see if anybody can have something better. Okay. I am focused now on leveling up all their authority so that they can have better battalions. Okay, it's a battle day. Before we do that, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. If I were smart, I'd stop now and get ready to go, like, do other things, but I want to do this battle. So I will be right back. Okay, we ready for some fighting? Fighting! That's a Genius reference, if anybody has watched the excellent Korean game show, The Genius. Fighting! Trufo, do you know about The Genius? I know you were drinking soju on your stream, so I think Korean heritage is not specific to The Genius. Sure, but that's how I know it, so that's what I'm referencing. The Genius is a Korean strategy game show. There were 4 seasons of it between like 2013 and 2016, with like celebrities and TV personalities and pop stars. It's so good. You do know of it? Never heard of it. Well, I highly recommend it. It's what motivated me to try and learn Korean, which I have done a teeny tiny bit of. Enough that I can usually sound out words, even if I don't know what they mean. And I do know how to say a few things. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Who's going this way? Hilda's going this way.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Couldn't be, then. Who? Like, she doesn't even need to use her best weapon to just completely knock these people out. Hilda! I love her so much. Marianne, not yet. Flame, not yet.
Ready and willing.
Into the magic bushes. Why is it at the bottom? That's the golden deer for you.
I stand ready.
Closets are escaped. I didn't even try to get him.
Let's get to it.
I wish I had more mounted people. Because it's tough that, like I need somebody else who can fly. Because Hilda can get anywhere, but then she's always there, like, by herself.
Plenty more where that came from.
Leave it to me.
You stay in the bushes where you can't get hurt.
Ready anytime.
Oh, I thought he might be able to get that guy from there.
Stay focused.
Who, me? Let us away.
Wait, so can she do this every time? If she dances, that means that that Claude can go again, right? Get like 3 of them to go in a squad of the flying troops, yeah, for sure. Dancing is OP. Oh. Okay.
Sorry.
I see what you're working with. Amazing. Let's do it. Literally just go... Because you can't get to the other bushes, right? Right, okay. Go there. Watch, they're both gonna attack Claude. Not Claude, Raphael. And Raphael's gonna take them both out. Yeah, Hilda's such a boss. Look at her! She don't even need a squad.
Don't expect much more than that.
And these idiots don't learn their lesson.
I'm all sweaty.
I said that the other day when I was like walking around in San Francisco and I got to the top of a hill I was climbing and I was like, oh, I felt sweaty, and then I immediately thought of Hilda.
It's fate.
It's fate.
I'm not done yet. Sweet dreams.
That's a new one. Sweet dreams. Nap time. Enjoy your nap, Truffaut. Thanks for hanging out.
You didn't give it your all.
R.I.P. in peace, Truffaut. I do love the aesthetic of those word emotes because I feel like they're suited to my like David Bowie tattoo coloring scheme of like the hot pink and blue. It's very like Aladdin Sane vibes. Oh, now you can get here. To the magic bushes. Can Lysithia do something? She's like never close enough. But yes, she can.
You underestimated me. There's still a long way to go.
Where are we headed? Back that way? Why can't I go in that square? Whatever.
Huh? It worked out. I'm getting better.
This game hates to improve my HP. It just like refuses to do it. Flane, you can get next to Raphael and heal him and stay in the bushes. I'm happy for you.
Hey, thanks.
I love his voice. Come here, tanky boy.
I'm on a roll.
Sick.
Should have trained better.
Should have trained better. Oops.
That is that.
I need to give him a bow, because he hasn't used a bow at all.
I'm not setting a very good example.
Oof. Hilda. Hilda. She's gonna be okay. Because she'll just crush anybody who comes at her. It's ridiculous.
You lost to me?
I love hearing the tink of no damage. Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, I guess if your sword is just hitting a shield, then it makes sense, but like, it is funny.
Strength in action.
Still got room to grow.
I'm setting a bad example after leveling HP. Hi, Andrea. Or is it Andrea? Please let me know. Welcome to the chat. Did you find me via Fire Emblem, I'm guessing? Usually when people come in and their first comment is an observation, a very specific observation about the game, it's because they're big Fire Emblem fans, and that's how they've come to find me. Whoa, that guy's ripped too. See those back muscles? Okay. I'm gonna let my homies who never get to do stuff. Ugh, she can't quite get close enough! Alright, can I ever heal anybody? Oh, she could heal, No, she's gotta be right next to him. Oh, it's so annoying. Okay. This is silly, but I'm gonna move him over here so that she can heal him for something to do. Is this also an only GD run? Oh, Golden Deer. I mean, I keep having Petra help, but I have not managed to recruit her to my house yet. That's why I keep training horseback riding, because she likes horseback riding. Can you attack? Because that would be exciting. Do something! Yay!
Did that suffice?
I forgot she could dance, but honestly, she doesn't even need to. We're so over-leveled for these fights.
Should I have held back?
Stage complete. I thought the boss was still back there. Okay. I wouldn't have thought about it that hard if I realized that was going to be the last turn. Alright, let's do this auxiliary battle and then we'll be done for the day. Or this rare enemy that is approaching. Suggested level 26. Some of my characters are level 26. But that suggested level 23 and it was really easy. So let's do this. What is the level of support between Petra and Byleth? I am not sure. Higher support lowers the requirements for riding and stats for recruitment. Good to know. Yeah. Victory conditions. Win. Defeat conditions. Lose. What do all the blue arrows mean? I know that the green triangles are the battalions, but what do the blue arrows mean? Stats increased from cooking.
Leave it to me.
Imagine Lysithea ever being able to move somewhere useful so that my favorite could help me.
Ready and willing.
Now that you have a dancer, you can move Lysithea twice in one turn so she can keep up.
That's the golden deer for you.
That's the golden deer for you. It's my favorite. Do the other houses have a cute little gesture that they do? Like that? Because I'm obsessed. This doesn't make any sense mechanically. She's up on top of a tower. She's just like dropping the axe down on them.
I'm all sweaty.
Best Lysithea strat. Learn teleport. Yeet Hilda into the middle of the map. Watch the
Don't expect
bloodbath.
much more than that.
She does. She has warp. If that's what is that what you mean, or is it something else?
Let's get to it.
Are there people over here? There are. Okay. Yeah, warp. Okay.
I got this.
He's gonna be fine. He's 62 HP.
Ready anytime.
Ridiculous. Ay, ay, ay.
I stand ready.
Can you get in here and do something? You can. Might be a dangerous choice, but you can. Oof. Don't do that. I'm gonna send him this way. Okay.
Stay focused.
Okay, so I have Lysithea move, and then I have to make sure that she moves somewhere that Flame can get to. Shouldn't be a problem.
Let us
Then we
away.
have Flame move. And then Lysithea can move again.
Apologies.
And from B support, there's a random chance of the character asking to be recruited almost every day in the
They
calendar.
say experience
It's softer
beats
set of
growth.
RNG. Okay. Queen Lysithea! Oh boy.
You're in my way.
You're in my way!
This is what I do.
108. I wish that did some like AoE to the other people.
Who, me? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She might be retreating after this. I know. Oh god. Oh god. No!
How vexing.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. We have to go back. No, we don't have to go back. It's fine. I just want her to get experience. Honestly, the fact that Raphael has taken this much damage is impressive.
Huh.
Thanks? Nice. I'm confused. The red guys are bad and this guy's bad, right? Who am I rooting for in that fight? I love Hilda cheering for herself. It's such a vibe. I stand for it so strongly.
I'm not done yet.
I mean, I love Lysithia's, this is what I do. Oh, can Marianne go heal only with physic? No, okay. But better that than not that. I wish I could get her in a... Why can't I put her here? This is so... I don't understand it, and it's really annoying. Oh, I have 10 of them now.
Sorry.
I took care of it. Pick a god and pray? That is sick.
I wonder how much more I can learn.
Whoa! Excellent level up, Marianne. Well done. I'm on a roll! 69,
I
nice.
don't know my own strength.
You're outclassed. I did it! I did!
I did! send Hilda this way, actually. Oof, I cannot leave Flane out there by herself, though. Can she heal anybody? She's just gonna go this way. Oh, she can dance! She can dance if she wants to. She can leave her friends behind. Let's let Byleth move again.
Well done.
I've recruited him and Lysithea in every route so far, because Lysithea's the best! I may as well win? It is pretty good. Alright, Byleth, let's move.
It's not luck, it's fate.
Why?
I can't afford to lose.
Sorry, but victory is mine.
Lysithea is overrated by the fact
not
that she's a
done
cute
yet.
mage glass cannon. She has such a great attitude. That's my favorite thing about her. Okay. Let's go cause some trouble over here. In a way that multiple people can access the square. Check the item that the beast drops. Let the beast drop.
Can I get a do-over?
Woof. Last one. I don't think Ignatz is going to be able to help over here. But what's this way? That guy. Is that it? Are we down to just that? This is what I'm saying. These battles are not that hard for me. And if I would just let Lysithea not do anything, she wouldn't keep dying. If the red enemy finishes off the beast, you don't get the item. Oh, We don't want that to happen. Maybe try dancing for Leone. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Did the trick.
Yeah!
Can't get comfortable.
Oh boy, a rusted axe. We still have to do this. So stupid. Oh, well, you can
Goddess,
heal.
protect me.
You're okay. You're okay. Press Y on the axe? Oh. Well, didn't do that.
Don't hold this against me, okay?
Never underestimate an outsider.
You're amazing.
Never underestimate an outsider. What's left? Just that one red dude? We don't even need to do anything.
My brother will be pleased.
You mean your father?
A bit disappointing.
Oof. It is disappointing. Okay. Great, we're gonna save, and this is where we're gonna stop for today, gang. Let's see who's online to raid to at this moment. Oh, where I want to send you actually is to a streamer that I only know tangentially through my friend Brizzy, who you guys have heard me mention before. I'm going to send you over to Casey. They're doing a cancer research charity stream, and right now they're playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't know how to say it. So that's where we're going to go. Don't forget this, and don't forget that. Thank you all for hanging out today. I will be back, I expect, tomorrow. I'm not doing anything. My schedule is in flux these days as I am unemployed, but I will see you all all the time. All the time. Chris, you were here. Hello. Hello and goodbye. We're raiding over to Casey. Let's go.
Rock Hope, thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? Really appreciate it. How are you doing? What were you guys playing today? Hey Chris, how are you doing? You don't know where Cherub is? Oh no. Yes, I've seen you in Brizzy stream before. You're playing some Fire Emblem? Aw, I've never played that game before, but it looked really interesting. Yeah, we were opening some Pokemon cards earlier, and then we were playing some Arceus, trying to find some Chinese possibly. So yeah, just chilling. Got along. Still got 3 more hours to go, so we're halfway through.